Hi everyone, I'm Joe Garrett. Welcome to my channel. As you've probably guessed from the title, we're going to be talking about something that's been a bit of a hot topic recently in the YouTube community, and that's the whole fake guitar scandal that's been surrounding Ichika Nito recently, which personally I think is a bit of a shame. He's just dropped I think it's his debut album, and to have that be the talking point isn't the best thing, is it? But for a bit of background and context, yes, I am just another rambling man behind a screen, but also I've been involved in the industry for many years. So I started off in a band called Fell Silent. We were a prog metal band. I was the front man. And yeah, I think we're bigger now after we broke up than we were at the time, just because the genre's blown up. And it's kind of linked in with this genre. In this world, you know, guitar playthroughs and things like that, and social media blowing up after our band broke up. And then since then I was involved in the pop music industry as a songwriter and producer in London, so I know about the overly polished and heavily produced world. So yeah, it's kind of my thoughts when I'm taking everything like that into context. So now I'm a teacher. I teach guitar, so again, I'm teaching people really hard stuff sometimes, and this is a bit of a topic, especially as I've had students that have actually put me onto Ichika before. I'm probably not even saying his name right, but hopefully I am. I don't know his music all too well, to be honest. Like I say, one of my students put me onto him years ago. I did actually give his album a try recently, and I've really enjoyed it. This was before I saw the video. I don't know, there might be multiple videos, but there was one guy on YouTube that I saw basically tearing apart his videos with a microscope, and yeah, showing that he's basically miming or playing overdubs over the recording. So we're going to talk about my thoughts on that, but first of all, I'm going to play some guitar. This is a guitar channel after all, and just a disclaimer, this is recorded live. There's no miming in this video. But before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe. Things are starting to build on here, and I'm doing a video every single week. I couldn't last week as I was on holiday, but most times I'm doing a video every week. And yeah, this week I think I hit over the 1100 mark. So yeah, it's building nicely. Come and join in. So hopefully you've seen the video that I'm talking about. I'll try and link it in this video, maybe put it in the description or something, but yeah, I haven't got his name to hand right now. But the guy essentially tears apart Ichika's playing in a video. It's, I think, a couple of videos, and yeah, it's quite obvious that he probably is overdubbing or miming along to the track. Now, my thoughts on this, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Personally, after listening to his music, it's pretty well produced, a lot of production in it, so you'd kind of imagine the videos to be quite produced as well. And, you know, we're living in a day and age where we've had this stuff going on for years and years and years, like people miming at concerts, singing, for example. So is it such a shock that it happens? I don't know. But the main thing is that he's obviously specifying in the video that it's live. Now, this is something I actually had to go back and change in my videos. So I've just released 2 singles. The first one's called Why Wait, and it's got a playthrough on my channel. And then the second one, released a couple of weeks ago, Shoot Don't Talk, has another playthrough. I put those videos out, and then I noticed that video that I'm talking about where the guy tears apart the Ichika video, and it made me think, I mimed on my song. And I did. My playthroughs are mimed. But I thought, right, if everyone's kicking off about this online, I will go back and change the titles. So I think originally it said guitar playthrough in brackets. Now it still says guitar playthrough, but with original audio in brackets. Now that's because the original audio from the single is on the song. So it's almost like a promo video with me playing the whole thing with lots of camera angles. So yeah, it's a mix of both, which I don't think is as bad as putting like an Instagram video up, calling it live and it being mimed. So I get where the guy's coming from. I'm so sorry to keep saying the guy. I literally rushed to get this video recorded, so I couldn't get his name to hand. But hopefully, like I say, I've linked it in the video and you can find it. But if not, you probably know which video I'm talking about. Anyway, but you know, my videos are brand new. I'm a very small channel at the moment. And essentially, I started this channel back up again to help boost my solo singles as well. I enjoy doing these videos, talking about gear, talking about this sort of stuff. And I've always wanted to do this with my YouTube channel. This channel's very old, but I go through phases with it. So now I'm doing it regularly, doing it properly. And I thought, what better way to have an audience for my songs than to build up my YouTube channel based on guitar stuff, because my singles are instrumental guitar songs. So yeah, I probably didn't need to change those titles. Those videos have like less than 500 views, I think. But yeah, it's just the principle really. But yeah, that takes me back to this conversation. You know, do we need to be more careful about these sort of things? I think it has caused a bit of a stir in the industry. You know, he came out afterwards, Ichika, and has almost responded. I think there's a YouTube channel called One Take or something. Again, I'll find what the YouTube channel is. But he goes on there, and it's a channel where everyone gets one take to record something and then it's published. And again, this guy picked it apart and didn't find anything wrong with that one. But then I've seen other videos where people have shown a live performance of him after this whole scandal, and it doesn't look too great. But does it really matter? Is it that deep? Do we need to be going in with a microscope and analysing every last tap that he's doing because it rang out louder than it normally would? I think that's going too far. And it comes to a point where it's like, we don't want to stunt creativity. You know, he's obviously a really creative guitar player. Even if, you know, these taps don't ring out really loud and he is miming that bit or overdubbing it, there's still an art to what he's doing and creating. And if it's inspiring people to pick up a guitar and play, then I really don't think we should be ridiculing someone because of a video that's maybe mimed. So going back to my music, there's going to be a bit of playing now. This is the first video where I've done just a straight up talking, chatting video about something, a topic. So yeah, I got to throw some guitars in there, but I thought it'd be a good idea to show you the video that I recorded originally. That's the one that's on my YouTube channel, so I'll put a little snippet here so you can see it. This is me miming along to my track, and then I'm going to show a live version of me playing it properly. And I'll be completely honest, it was harder to do the mime. This is the thing, you know, sometimes you just want things to sound good. We're in a competitive industry right now where everything looks and sounds good because the latest iPhones look incredible. They've got great microphones on them. People are using quad Cortexes and fractal where they can get the best tones possible with no mixing involved at all. You know, you can play this stuff, but sometimes it sounds better by overdubbing something or miming. So yeah, like I say, it was way, way harder to mime this particular section. You think of a fast guitar shred part. For me to get that exactly right like I did on the recording was really difficult. And the reason why I've done that is because I have one camera. There's no way that I'm going to record loads of different angles and record the audio at the same time, and then find the take that I liked for that angle and find the take that matches that on here. I've got too much editing to do. I'll record with my one camera in this angle, then I'll do this angle, and then I'll piece it all together with the recorded master. You know, it's clear that I know what I'm doing and know how to play my own song. But again, it's a promo video as well. So going back to my old band, you know, Ackle from Tesseract, who was also in my band Fell Silent. He does a lot of playthroughs when he's promoting his album, but it's not the music video. You know, he's got music videos for those songs, and then he'll do a playthrough. In that, I'm sure he is playing live. I'm certain he's playing live. John Brown as well, who was in Fell Silent and now Monuments. Whenever they do playthroughs, I'm pretty certain they're live. Most people are doing live recordings, but you'll find that it's just sort of one camera shot, not multiple cameras. Maybe Brown, he's got a mad rig and studio. So yeah, he might have multiple stuff going on. But I know Ackle just sets up a camera like I do and does a playthrough. But yeah, again, mine is treated as a promo as well, so it's multiple camera angles. I need it to look interesting in this boring studio. So yeah, let's have a look at these guitar takes. The first one is my music video, and the second one is me playing it live. So I think a big reason why this has caused such a fuss in the industry is mainly because of AI. You know, things like Suno becoming really popular, and people who work in the industry getting a bit anxious about what's going to happen when AI gets really, really good, because it's pretty good right now. And we could do a whole other video on AI. But yeah, I just think that that's maybe something that's fueling the fire with this scandal. You know, artists don't want their art to be recreated by robots. And I know miming along to your own song isn't, you know, getting someone else to do it. But like I say, it might be fueling the fire a bit. It's making something that's not fully authentic. And it's a big question as to whether artists like Ichika would be as big as they are now if they didn't mime. I think they definitely would, and maybe embracing mistakes or imperfections is what we need to be doing. You know, people love the rawness of guitars. You know, guitars are never perfectly in tune, but we've listened to them like that for years and years and years. In music production, people put vinyl crackle noises into a beat. You know, RC20 plugin putting warping and noise into a recording to make it sound like it was made 20, 30 years ago. And there was an interesting video I watched on Rick Beato's channel. I can't remember who he was interviewing, but he mentioned that maybe AI will get so good soon that it starts putting these mistakes in to make it more human. But yeah, I've been rambling on for quite a bit now. Let's have a conversation about it. Jump in the comments, and if there's stuff that I haven't seen regarding, you know, these fake guitar videos, then please let me know. I know there was one guy I used to watch, I can't remember his channel now, but it was either on TikTok or Instagram, but he got a big following. He was getting comments from, I think, Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye West, and yeah, he played real sort of glitchy guitar sounds. There was a lot of tapping. Let me know in the comments if you remember who that was, because I must have started following him, but I don't see his videos pop up on my algorithm anymore. And I could tell what he was doing. I'm pretty sure it was in Ableton, because I use Ableton and I would know exactly what I would do if I wanted to make those sounds. But there's no way there's any pedals doing that. There's, you know, reverse notes going in and pitches jumping up in random areas when he's tapping. And yeah, I know what I would do in Ableton to make those sounds. But it's cool, it's part of it, you know. Sometimes the illusion is what the art is all about. You know, I've got a softbox light there that's making it look like I've got light coming in from the window. It's not real. Any lighting in a film is not real. I know lighting is different to actually playing your instrument, but, you know, sometimes it needs to sound good. But yeah, I do admit I've only watched a couple of videos on this topic. There's probably loads more. If there's any other artists that have been sort of caught out for this, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to watch some of those videos as well. But yeah, I think you hopefully know my views on it now. I don't think everyone should be miming and saying this is a live recording, but at the same time, we need to give some room. We don't want to ruin people's careers that they've worked really hard for many years just because of something like that. People are still going to work really hard at their instruments, so you don't need to let things like that get in the way. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks so much for listening to me ramble on about this. I've been doing a lot of Quad Cortex videos recently, so it was quite nice to actually just talk about something different. And yeah, I'm going to think of some more topics to discuss. There will be some more Quad Cortex videos coming because I love the unit, and there's a load of stuff I want to show that I do with that unit. But yeah, there'll also be a lot more sort of guitar stuff coming aside from that. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.